Okay guys, we're going to start on coordinate geometry of the line. Ms. Butler told you how to get text in test 3, so it's on page 49, it's chapter 3. So the first thing we're going to look at today is just plotting points on a coordinate grid. Alright, so this should all be just revision really. So we're going to plot A minus 1, 2, B 3, 2, C 3, minus 2, and D minus 1, minus 2 on a coordinate plane. And then there are 2 questions on that. Join the 4 points and name the figure you have drawn. And part 2, use the grid to write down the midpoint of BC. Okay, so if you have graph paper, it's probably best to use graph paper. I don't, so I'm going to do without it. Also use a ruler, which I'm not doing. Okay, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. So x and y. Evenly space your numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 1, 2, 3, and down minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay, so A is minus 1, 2, so minus 1, so it's x and then y. Okay, so A is minus 1, 2, so we go to minus 1 on the x-axis and 2 on the y-axis, so that's A. B is 3, 2, so we go 3, 2. That's B. C is 3, minus 2, so we go across to 3 on the x and down to minus 2 on the y. And D is minus 1, minus 2, so we go minus 1 on the x and down to minus 2 on the y. So that's your 4 points plotted, and then it says join the 4 points and name the figure you have drawn. So you just join them up. Okay, so it's a square. It's 4 across and it's 4 down. Excuse me. So it's a square. And then it says use the grid to write down the midpoint of BC. So this is BC. Midpoint just means the point that's halfway between them. So the midpoint, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So midpoint would be 2 down. So your midpoint is so 3, 0, because it's 3 on the x and you're not going anywhere on the y. So that's your answer to part 2. So that's the example done. So for homework, what I want you to do, so this is on Monday, for homework, I want you to do exercise 3.1 on page 50, questions 1 to 5. If you have any problems, send me a message. Alright, take care. Talk to you soon.